Hi, Jennifer. I just finished watching your video for the second time, and I want to say right off the bat what an excellent job you did and what an important document you've created for our institution. I think that you've highlighted some very important points, and you've highlighted a distinct need that I think the program has for some technology. Instruction, explicit instruction. I like that you bring up the theory and the fact that learning about that theory can really help make technology become meaningfully integrated into our classrooms rather than just sort of an add-on. The bookends that you did of yourself talking to the camera were really helpful. Setting up the scene with Tapscott and Prensky's concept of the net generation and digital natives, and I think what you said about noticing that that your students don't actually quite fit that picture that they talk about these really super savvy users. Yes, young people are using their phones and the internet and Facebook and stuff, but are they actually using these tools creatively and for deep learning and all that? And I think you're right that there's a difference. Anyway, I'm just going to follow along here. So your main theme, of course, would be, what are the perceptions of pre-service teachers about technology? But mainly, is there a need for that program to have this kind of training? And I think you've really showed that there is a need for that regardless of all the wonderful experience these students may or may not have in their previous professions and in their own lives, that explicit learning in how to use technology for education is something different. One of your students mentioned that. I think that's a really important point. That you came up with excellent questions, and your students are, like you said, very eloquent and not tongue-tied, and yeah, I think they spoke very well and made your job probably easier for that. So you must have been pretty pleased with that. I think you make connections to your original ideas and what they've said. I really like the way you pull out the main points at the end. I think that's really helpful, and I should maybe just mention some of the points here that I thought were particularly interesting. This idea, first of all, that there was no real explicit preparation or training in the UBC program, which is actually really surprising considering this master's that we're taking from UBC. You would think, yeah. Anyway, the fact that they're getting more information from their peers than from their instructors. That's just an interesting kind of thing. I mean, it's almost within the constructivist philosophy and the co-construction of meaning, and so that they're not kids. The students are working together and sharing their knowledge, and so that's excellent. It sounds like that the instructors could be more facilitative in that endeavor, though. One of your students said, "Pinterest of education." That's a very net generation metaphor, but very apt, I think. But I think that's kind of the way I remember my PDP was like that as well. It's like you kind of just have to jam in as much sort of exposure as possible and then hope that some of it will stick, because there's just so much to cover. And the reality is that it's only in the classroom that you begin to really start figuring stuff out. Experience makes the teacher continue to work work it out. This was from the same student. She was saying that she has a lot of experience already that she brings to the program, and that things still don't work out. And I think what she said was so true, that with the experience comes the assurance, or the self-assurance that you will figure it out. Where I think when people don't have any experience, they will give up quicker. And you really can't give up with technology. You just got to keep trying it and not freaking out. That was a really good point she made. One of your students said that it's about the willingness to learn and to put in the time to learn, and that's so true. And I think you made a point at the very end of the paper, or the document, where you said that pre-service teachers, this is the time where they should be learning, and we should mandate that learning. It's harder to give experienced teacher with full course load and make them learn, but and that's true, and that we should be providing that opportunity before hitting the real world. I was very interested to see the wide range of technology in schools in the Lower Mainland, like you said, going from like laptops and and iPads and all this stuff and everything, to no Wi-Fi or no projector in the classroom. It's pretty shocking and surprising to me. What else? You brought up digital haves and have-nots, and it's interesting to see schools as part of that too. There are schools that are digital haves, and there are those that have not, and that's kind of an unfortunate and surprising thing. But yes, these new teachers need to be trained, and then they can become advocates for technology, which you also mentioned at the end, and I think was a really, really valid point. I love the idea of pre-service teachers bringing fresh knowledge to the profession in the classroom. We always think that they're the ones that need to be learning from the experts, but no, they're also, this is an opportunity to bring new ideas and fresh insights into the classroom, which is a really, really nice idea. I agree with your final statement. Yes, we should be mandating technology. I absolutely agree. If we gotta walk the walk, I guess is the cliche. Talk the talk. You gotta walk the walk. Yeah, they should definitely have a course. We've noticed this. Lots of our peers in this course are saying that too. That this idea of teacher training, it's so important, and there's a need for that. So what a great opportunity to bring in that education during the professional development. And I'm really surprised actually that it's not more there. Okay, so it's a couple little comments. At 1721, there's a typo. They tap into each other's knowledge. You have the tap. Same with here. They value technology. You have the value technology. I'll send you these in hard form as well. Also, at 1737, you have a couple slides where it's one sentence, but you have a capital at the beginning of the second and third slide. I don't know. It's up to you. I thought maybe you might want to make that like one complete sentence. What else? And then there's a couple slides where, especially at 1757, I think it was the constructivist model, you can't see the text at all. I don't know if that's just on my computer or what, but you really can't see the text, and I was wondering if maybe you should choose a different image for that one. And maybe consider a voiceover of the text, especially for the one. I think there were two images. The girl and the guy are talking, and there's some text over that, and you can't really see it. If you read it out loud, I think it might be more impactful. And this is just I shouldn't. Framing of the shots a bit better. I mean, that's silly. I'm just going to erase that now. The shots were great. One suggestion could have been that having the students talking to each other and conversing could have added another element, another drama to the film. But I'm just trying to give you some edits here, because it was a really excellent piece. It all worked together. It fit together very nicely. It was all edited cleanly. I can't think of anything that I would take out or put in, really, except for the images with the text. I think you might want to rethink those. Excellent use of bringing in the theory. What else can I say? Yeah, I think you did a really fantastic job. I'm sorry it took me this long to give you your response. It's been great working with you, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay, take care.